Hello friends, I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Rasayan Setu. So friends, in today's video, we are going to discuss previous year questions of coordination chemistry which was asked in your IIT JAM 2016 exam. Okay, so let's start. Now see, this is your first question and it says the crystal field stabilization energy in MnH2O whole 6 2 plus is, and you have four options. Okay, so friends, you should find the CFSE of this complex out of these four options. So let's start. What is the solution? Okay, see friends, now in complex, given complex MnH2O whole 6 2 plus, the oxidation state of manganese ion is 2 plus. Okay, and the complex, it is a high spin complex. Why high spin? Because H2O is weak field ligand. So the electronic configuration of Mn2 plus ion is D5. D5 high spin electronic configuration. Okay. So when we split these d orbitals into lower T2J and higher Eg, so here you can fill the electron in these manner. Why? Because we say that this is a high spin complex. So T2G and Eg. So D5 high spin electronic configuration is T2G3 Eg2. Okay. Now friends, we must find the value of CFSE. So CFSE for octahedral complex is given by, there is a formula for finding CFSE in octahedral complexes. And the formula is minus 0.4 into P plus 0.6 into Q del O plus M into P. Here P is the number of T2G electrons, Q is the number of Eg electrons, P is the pairing energy, and M is the number of electron pairs. Okay friends, so when you observe this splitting pattern, what you get, that the value of P, that is number of T2G electron, is 3, Q number of Eg electrons is 2, P, okay, and number of electron pairs are 0. So this whole term will become 0. Okay, M into P. So ultimately your value of CFSE is equals to minus 0.4 into 3 plus 0.6 into 2 del O, which is equals to minus 1.2 plus 1.2 del O. So CFSE value of this complex is 0 del O, which is your option number A. Understand friends? It is a very simple question, just directly solved by applying this formula. Okay, and little bit of knowledge of high spin or low spin complex. Okay, now we move towards next question, and see, it says the true statement about copper H2O whole 6 2 plus is all copper oxygen bond lengths are equal, one copper oxygen bond length is shorter than the remaining 5, 3 copper oxygen bond length are shorter than the remaining 3, or 4 copper oxygen bonds lengths are shorter than the remaining 2. Okay friends, so you should find the correct statement among these for copper H2O 6 2 plus complex. Okay, so we can solve it. Okay, now see friends, When you study this complex, that is copper H2O whole 6 2 plus. So in this complex, your copper ion will be in 2 plus oxidation state, and in 2 plus oxidation state, you know the electronic configuration of copper is 3d9. It means it have 9 electrons in their d orbital. Okay, 9 electrons in d orbitals. Okay, now when you split these degenerate d orbitals in the lower T2J and higher EJ orbitals, what we get? See, just because it is a high speed complex, see, these are EJ orbitals, these are T2J orbitals, these are dx square y square, and these are dz square. Or either you can fill dx square y square with 2 electrons and dz square with 1 electrons. So ultimately, why I draw this splitting pattern? Just because of you understand that in this splitting pattern you see that the EG orbitals are unsymmetrically filled in this complex. D orbitals are EG orbitals of D orbitals are unsymmetrically filled, and you know very well when the D orbitals are unsymmetrically filled in any octahedral complex, there will be John-Taylor distortion present in their geometry. So this complex shows John-Taylor distortion. So it shows John-Taylor distortion. There is a two type of John-Taylor distortion, that is Z in or Z out John-Taylor distortion. In that condition where the Z square orbitals are high in electron density compared to X square Y square, then in this condition Z out John-Taylor distortion present, in which two bonds along with Z axis are longer than the four bonds on X and Y axis. Okay, and the opposite condition in which dx square y square is higher than dz square orbital, then in that case Z in John-Taylor distortion present, in which two bonds are shorter than the remaining four bonds. Understood, friends? So there are two types of John-Taylor distortion. So here what we see that dz square electron density is higher than dx square y square. So in this complex Z out John-Taylor distortion present, and Z out John-Taylor distortion means your two bonds are slightly longer compared than other four bonds. Okay, or four copper oxygen bonds or four ligand and metal bonds are shorter than the remaining two bonds because Z out John-Taylor distortion present. So your option number D for this question is the correct answer, that is 4 CO copper oxygen bond length are shorter than remaining two, because here weak interaction with H2 ligand on Z axis are present. Another reason. So basic reasons are John-Taylor. You must know the condition of John-Taylor distortion. Where unsymmetrically filled EG orbitals are present, there will be John-Taylor distortion, and two types of Z is Z out and Z in, and in this complex Z out John-Taylor distortion present. So because of these, your four copper oxygen bond lengths are shorter than the remaining two bonds. Understood, friends? Okay. Now move towards next question. See, it says the complex platinum CN4 whole 2 minus and NiCl4 whole 2 minus respectively are, and you have four options that either they are paramagnetic or diamagnetic, etc. Okay, you have four options. So you must find that out of these complexes, which one are paramagnetic or which one are diamagnetic, or both are paramagnetic or both are diamagnetic. Okay, So let's do the solution of this question. Okay, now friends, you know very well that in coordination chemistry, when you find the magnetic property of any complex, if any compound will be paramagnetic, then it will compulsorily have a at least single unpaired electron. Okay, and when all electrons are paired in condition or there will be no unpaired electron present in complex, then it should be completely diamagnetic in nature. So for paramagnetic nature, for paramagnetic nature, unpaired electron will be present. Okay, and for diamagnetic nature, unpaired electron are absent. Okay, so simply you should find the number of paired or unpaired electrons in any complex, then you find its magnetic property, either it will be paramagnetic or it will be diamagnetic. So first complex is your PTCN whole 4 2 plus. So it means your platinum metal is in +2 oxidation state, and in +2 oxidation state its electronic configuration will be xenon 4f14 5d8. It is a 5d transition metal platinum. Okay, 5d8. Okay, so in ground state electronic configuration 5d8, this is a 5d8. Okay, when they interact with this Cn ligands, okay, or Cn make a bond with platinum metal, then you know very well that Cn is a very strong field ligand. Cn is strong field ligand, and in coordination chemistry, when any metal interact with strong field ligand, their unpaired electrons will be paired. Okay, so here after interaction with Cn, what is the electronic configuration of platinum 2 plus? So platinum with Cn4 complex, the two unpaired electrons which are present as unpaired in 5d state and ground state, after interaction with Cn they can be paired, as you see in given figure. Okay, they are paired. Okay, now it has a empty s and empty p orbital also, platinum. So now 4 Cn ligands can donate their electron pair into these empty orbitals and make a bond with dsp2 hybridization, with dsp2 symmetry or hybridization. So here you see that number of unpaired electrons are 0 in PTCN4 2 plus. Number of unpaired electrons are 0, so it will be diamagnetic simply according to our condition. When okay, it will be diamagnetic. Now examine your next complex which is given in your question, that is NiCl4 2 minus. In NiCl4 2 minus, you know that nickel is in 2 plus oxidation state, and in 2 plus oxidation state its electronic configuration will be 3d8. Okay, so in ground state nickel 2 plus is in 3d8 oxidation state, this type. Okay, now when you compare this complex with your above complex, that is PTCN4, in PTCN4 you see that Cn is very strong field ligand, but in case of halogen you know very well that halogens are very weak field ligand. So chlorines are weak field ligand. and in weak field, in the presence of weak field ligand, there is no pairing of unpaired electron occur. So in your NiCl4 2 plus condition, no pairing occurs of unpaired electron. Electronic configuration of 3d8 will be same. The chlorine use outer s and 3p orbitals for bonding. These empty orbitals of nickel atom will be used by chlorine for make a bond, for make a this complex NiCl4. So here hybridization is sp3 hybridization with two unpaired electron, and you know very well where the unpaired electrons are present, the complex will be paramagnetic. Okay, so your first complex PTCN4 will be diamagnetic and your second complex will be paramagnetic. So according to this condition, your option number D is the correct answer. See, option number D says first complex is diamagnetic and second one is paramagnetic. Understood, friends? Okay, very simple question. Just you find that is unpaired electrons present or not and you get the answer. Okay, now move towards next question. And see, it says the value of X in copper COX plus such that it obeys that 18 electron rule is, and you have four options, that is 6, 5, 4, 3. So friends, you must find the value of carbon monoxide ligands present in given complex out of four options, and this complex obeys 18 electron rule. Okay, so let's do the solution for this question. See, as per 18 electron rule, we know, friends, that according to your 18 electron rule, the complex must have 18 electron in its valence shell. Okay, so as per 18 electron rule, the complex must have 18 electrons in their valence shell. Now, how can you calculate these electrons in its valence shell? So, friends, in any complex, you know the complex is made up of with a metal, central metal atom and a ligand, in which metals are electron acceptor species and ligands are electron donor species. So, you must count the valence electrons of metal atom and how many electron pair will be donated by each ligands. Then add all these numbers and you must find what is the valence electrons of these metal. For example, when you find in given complex the that is carbon monoxide X plus condition, okay, you must find in this complex how many valence this complex obeys 18 electron rule. Okay, you must find the value of X, that is how much carbon monoxide ligands are present. Okay, now you know, friends, that in copper plus condition, here 10 electrons are in copper ion. Okay, because copper electronic configuration of copper plus ion is 3d10, so it will have 10 electrons in their valence shell. So 10 electrons are coming from copper out of 18 electrons. Okay, it has total number of 18 electrons. Okay, so 10 electrons are coming from your copper, and you know very well that each carbonyl ligand or carbon monoxide ligand will contribute 2 electrons. Each carbon monoxide ligand will contribute 2 electrons. Okay, so it means your in out of 18 electrons, 10 electrons are coming from copper plus ion and 2 electrons are coming from each carbon monoxide ligand. So as per 18 electron rule, what you get, that electron of copper plus x into electron from carbon monoxide is equals to 18. Understood, friends? X is a number of CO ligands and electrons are coming from CO, which is total equal to 18. So electrons are coming from copper is 10 plus, you must find the value of x into electrons from each CO is 2 is equals to 18. So here 2x is equals to 18 minus 10, which is equals to 8. So your value of x will be 4, which is your option number C. So it means our value of x or number of CO ligands will be 4. So here your complex will be CuCO 4-fold plus complex. Understood, friends? When CO is in number 4, it complex obeys 18 electron rule, out of which 10 electrons are coming from copper plus ion and 8 electrons are coming from 4 carbon monoxide ligands. Okay. Now move towards next question, friends. See, it says the ions that exhibit only charge transfer bonds in the absorption spectra UV visible is or are, and you have 4 options, friends. Friends, this question is a multiple select question, and you know that in multiple select question you must choose more than one option, okay, but right combination of options. So let's do the solution for this question. Okay, now see, friends, you have 4 options. We talk about charge transfer bonds in absorption spectra. We talk about charge transfer. You know we have two types of charge transfer. One is metal to ligand charge transfer and another one is ligand to metal charge transfer. In metal to ligand charge transfer, electrons are transferred from filled metal orbitals to empty ligand orbitals, or in ligand to metal charge transfer, electrons are transferred from filled ligand orbitals to empty metal orbitals. So in these options, you must find that out of which then out of these complex, which complex have empty metal orbital or filled orbital of ligand or vice versa. Okay, now when we talk about your option number B, that is CrO4 2 minus. First we talk about CrO4 2 minus, that is your option number B. As you see in this option that here the chromium present is in +6 oxidation state. How can you find chromium oxidation state? It is a very simple method, friends. See, whole charge present in 2 minus, so you are find X plus oxygen have -2 into 4 equals to -2. So X minus 8 is equals to -2, X is equals to -2 plus 8, which is equals to +6. We can find the oxidation state of metal this method. Okay, so here chromium is in +6 oxidation state. So chromium +6 means chromium have 6 valence electrons in its valence shell and all are emitted out. It means +6. So its electronic configuration is 3d0. Simply, it means all d orbitals are empty or vacant. Okay, now in this condition, when chromium +6 is make a bond with your oxide ions, so you know very well that oxide ions have filled 2p orbitals in their valence shell. Okay, so chromium have d0 vacant orbital, oxide ion have filled 2p orbitals. Now what happens? These oxide ions can donate their electrons from their filled 2p orbitals to the vacant d orbitals of chromium atom. Okay, so these oxide ions or transfer of electrons from filled 2p to vacant d orbitals occurred here. So here transfer of electrons from filled 2p orbitals of ligand to empty or vacant d orbitals of matter. And you know, when charge transfer from ligand to metal, it will known as ligand to metal charge transfer. So here we get ligand to metal charge transfer spectra in your UV visible region. Understood, friends? Okay, so one option is your option number B. Now because it is a multiple select question, so you consider remaining options. Okay, now when you consider option number C, that is rhenium O4 minus. Okay, so you know that in this state, what is oxidation state of rhenium? Similarly, you find in chromium, here rhenium will be in +7 oxidation state, and in +7 oxidation state it will have 5d empty orbital, 5d vacant orbital. Similarly 3d vacant orbital of chromium. So it will also have 5d vacant orbital, and when it makes a bond with oxide ions, and again here oxide ions have filled 2p orbitals, so they can donate their electrons to the vacant 5d orbitals of rhenium positive ion. So here also you observe a ligand to metal charge transfer spectra. Okay, so in your option number B and C, you observe absorption spectra in UV visible region. So your multiple select question type, your option B and C both are answered. So friends, remember, if you choose only option B or you choose only option D, then it will consider as a wrong answer and you give 0 marks. You must select both options, then you evaluate a full marks, then you consider as a full marks. Okay, otherwise you get a 0 marks. Here no negative marking occurs. Remember, in multiple select question, no negative marking, but when you select all right options, all a single combination of right choices, then you consider a full marks, then you have a full marks, then you get full marks. Okay, otherwise you give 0 marks. Understand? Okay friends, so your option number B and C is the correct answer for this question. Now move towards next question. See, it says the total number of isomers possible for the molecule CONH3 whole 4 chlorine NO2 positive is. So you must find the total number of isomer of this complex. Okay, now let's solve this solution of this question. Okay, see, we have a complex that is CO NH3 whole 4 Cl NO2 positive. So friends, if you observe carefully this molecule, you know that NO2 is an ambidentate ligand. Ambidentate means at a time it will make a bond with their nitrogen or it will make a bond with their oxygen, but not same time both. Okay, ambidentate means. So it show linkage isomerism. So it shows linkage isomerism. Okay friends, so friends, now we know, now on the basis of linkage isomerism, this compounds show two types of isomer. We can draw that. See, okay, one isomer is this and the another one is okay. So here you see the linkage isomerism of NO2 ligand. Simply understand. Now friends, you observe that this NO2 shows linkage isomerism with chlorine and NO2 trans to each other. Okay, this is a first condition. Here chlorine and NO2 are trans to each other. Okay, now another possibility is what, that chlorine and NO2 are cis to each other, and in that condition NO2 also shows linkage isomerism. So another two isomers we can draw. So another two isomers is that, see, you see that in first two the bond angle between chlorine and NO2 are 180 degree, and those ligands which are 180 degree to each other are known as trans ligands. So they are trans to each other in both cases, but only difference is NO2 linkage. Here NO2 is bind with nitrogen, here NO2 is bind with oxygen. Here linkage isomerism. Now here you see that the bond angle between chlorine and NO2 are 90 degree. So when two ligands are placed with 90 degree to each other, they are known as cis. Okay, so one type of isomer, one type of cis is this, and another linkage isomer of this is C. Okay friends, so they both are cis isomers. So it means you have total number of 4 isomers of this complex, in which 2 are trans with linkage isomers of NO2 and 2 are cis with linkage isomer of NO2. So total number of isomer is 4. This is a numerical ability type question. You can put the value is 4. Understood friends? Okay. सो फ्रेंड्स, ये थे आपके कुछ क्वेश्चन जो आपसे IIT JAM 2016 में कोऑर्डिनेशन केमिस्ट्री से पूछे गए थे। फिर भी किसी भी तरह की डिफ़िकल्टी आए तो कमेंट सेक्शन में आके ज़रूर पूछिए फ्रेंड्स। सो थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग।